Lie on your back with your knees bent and your feet on the floor. Move your feet as close to your hips as possible without discomfort and as far as your mobility will allow. Your full back should be comfortably touching the ground. If there is an arch in your back, are you able to adjust this? If not, be sure to note this. From here, lift one leg up towards the sky, trying to keep your knee as straight as possible and getting your foot either into a really flexed or really pointed position. If you feel intense activation in your leg or low back, bend the knee as much as you need to avoid this, also trying to keep it as straight as possible. And although you want some activation engagement in your leg throughout this movement, you don't want that to overpower what you're doing with the front of your hip and your core. Just be sure to keep the same angle of knee bend throughout the movement. See if you can use that to activate the front of the hips and the core a little bit more effectively. You can also play with flexing or extending at your ankle between sets, but within an individual set, try to maintain. If you do play with this, notice how the general activation throughout the movement changes in the rest of your body. Maintain engagement in your core to have stability so there is no adjustment in your pelvis or your low back, creating a space between your back and the mat during the exercise. As you lower your leg, you will notice that the challenge gets harder and you have to work more through your core. If you are finding that you cannot do this without maintaining pelvic stability or the engagement of your core, you are probably lowering or lifting too much. I would suggest just lowering to the point where you can keep the activation without going too far where you're getting into your back. You may just not be able to go as high or as low as you think that you can. Once you've reached the bottom, re-engage the core and front of hip activation that is already happening and return the leg back up to the start with control. Repeat for a set number of reps before switching sides, making sure to maintain your tempo, which should be slow and controlled.